Hello everybody. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick little video just for Easter um, with a little craft that I've always liked when I was a kid around the Easter season. Um, this is a thing called resurrection eggs. It is a pretty simple craft, pretty cheap to make. Made a few of them when I was a kid. I still have one of them that I had lying around. So I thought I'd show this, and you can do the craft. I've had this particular one for years. So basically what you're going to need is just a regular egg carton that can hold a dozen eggs, an empty egg carton, of course. And let me see if I can get this open. Tap on it a little bit first. Open it up here. I don't have both hands. Maybe one of these days I'll get a better camera that can rest, but okay. So you're going to need just a regular egg carton, empty egg carton that normally holds a dozen eggs. You're going to need 12 plastic eggs, different colors. And then what you do is there are, I'm going to say 12 objects, but as you'll see there's actually only 11, but 12 little objects that have to do with the Easter story. The biblical Easter story from the Bible. And you can do these different ways. There's different variations you can do. The 12 I'm going to show are the typical ones, and you can have different ways of going about them. You can have pictures of the things that you're going to put in eggs, like as you'll see in this particular set, it's going to be pictures. But there are other, you can use actual objects as well, which I have also done. It's an easy craft that you can do with your family or at your church. And some of you might want to number the eggs so that you know which one is which, like draw little numbers on them so that they go in order. But I'm going to show basically what you're going to put in each one and what part of the story it goes with. So the first one is going to be the story of the triumphal entry. And this one, the picture is of a palm branch. You can also use like a palm branch object, maybe from a Lego set, maybe if you don't mind the leaf eventually withering, if you don't want the set to last that long, it's just a temporary craft, you can use maybe a little tiny real palm branch. You can cut a palm branch out of green construction paper. Also in the set, it has little slips of paper with the scripture verse that goes with the particular part of the story, but I'm not going to be showing all of these because you can pause the video and what am I saying? Pause the video here and then look those up yourself if you don't know them already. But yeah, there's this one. So that's the triumphal entry palm branch. You can also use a picture of a donkey instead if you want, or maybe a little miniature donkey. I've seen people do that as well. like I said, there's more than one right way to do this. This is just the way I've done it. Tap on the egg. The next egg has is basically Judas Iscariot getting money to betray Jesus to his enemies. He was paid 30 pieces of silver, so this has the number 30 in it to go with that. Other variations I've seen, they might put like a little coin in the egg instead, because he was paid money. But that's that one. And then the next one, let me get this back together. I like the little click it makes. The next one is the story of the Last Supper. And the picture I have in this one is bread. You can maybe make a piece of bread out of clay and let it dry, put it in there. If you don't want it to, if you don't expect the set to last long, just be temporary, you could maybe put a real tiny piece of bread or a communion cracker in the egg. It doesn't even have to be bread, because they also drank wine, so you could, maybe if you have a miniature goblet from like a dollhouse set or something, you could put that in there. But it could be the Last Supper. We'll close that up. Gotta tap on each of these. Next one is the Garden of Gethsemane scene. This one, I have a picture of praying hands, because Jesus prayed in the garden before he was arrested. You could put a picture of praying hands or a model of praying hands. You could put a model of an olive in there, because the Garden of Gethsemane was an olive grove. But basically, this is always a fun thing to do for kids, basically. Close that up, tap on the egg. Next one is Jesus being whipped. We got a picture of a whip in here, which my coloring between lines was not very good back then. I think maybe I was using a crayon, so I couldn't color it in properly, but picture of a whip. You could maybe get a piece of string and put some knots in it. Put it in the egg, maybe if you have a piece of leather or something. And a little snap. I don't know if maybe that's too loud for you. Let me know in the comments. Next is the crown of thorns, as they put a crown of thorns on Jesus' head. You might have to take, if you want to make a physical object, take maybe a piece of wire, twist it, and make it look like a crown of thorns. If you're doing this as an adult and you aren't having kids handle it, you could use a little piece of thorny twig, as long as you handle that carefully. And then the next one is the crucifixion. Oh, come on. Hate it when they do that. There we go. Okay, crucifixion. Which in this one, I believe, has a picture of nails. I think. Yeah. Picture of nails. You can, if you're using objects, put it like little miniature cross in the egg, or what I've seen some people do, you can take 2 nails, and put them together in the shape of a cross, like put the shorter nail across the longer one to make it look like a cross. I've seen that happen. You could put a physical nail in there, whatever works for the crucifixion scene. Put this in here. And tap. Next is how the soldiers gambled for Jesus' clothes. This is a picture of dice. You can put dice in the egg. I'm not sure what else you'd put in it, to be honest. The dice. Just little dice. Because that's that one. Next one. If I can get this closed real quick. Snap. Tap it. And this one. After Jesus died, they stabbed him with a spear to make sure he was dead. So that's a picture of a spear. Once again, maybe you can cut a spear out of construction paper, or draw a picture of a spear, or maybe you have a spear from a playset, a toy little miniature spear from a playset that you can put in the egg. Put that in there. 3 more. This is Jesus' burial. I can get this. This is supposed to be the cloth they wrapped him in. If you have like a little piece of cloth, you can put it in the egg. You can cut maybe some tissue, a piece of tissue, into the shape of like a square piece of cloth. Stick it in there. It can work however way. But they wrapped Jesus in cloth before his burial. And 2 more. This one is probably one of the easiest ones you can find in Object4, because as you'll see here, it's a picture of a stone, because there is a stone rolled in front of Jesus' tomb. So all you need to do is find like a little rock in your yard, put it in the egg. Pretty simple. And then the last one, the very last one, tap on it. The very last one, and this one's my favorite, is the final egg, and that's just the verse. It's empty, just like the tomb, because Jesus was alive again, and the tomb was empty. So that's a pretty simple craft to do. You can use it to teach your kids the Easter story. You can do it if you're running Sunday school, your church, or children's church. Have kids do this craft, provided you can provide them with all the materials. And yeah, it's just a fun little thing to do. I haven't looked at this set in a few years, actually, but it's a very, very easy one, in my opinion. So that will be it for today. And I'll see you eventually in another video, hopefully soon. Goodbye.